Okay, guys. I wasn't quite done yet. Um, in actuality, I could speak of those matters for hours because of the bizarre situations and things that took place there. In these places, in particular, the center in Portland really stood out from the other two in terms of really kind of grinding the doctrine into your brain as much as possible. And I did want to mention that I also discussed my near death experience amongst people there and amongst people I've encountered. And of course, I was shut down and given the talking to. And having them tell me that that was a trick of the devil for me to see what I saw and experience that glorious love was nothing more than a trick of the devil. They said that in a near death experience, Jesus has to be seen, otherwise, it doesn't count. So, uh, it's a lot less offensive when an atheist tells me it was all in my brain, actually. I'd rather take that than something like that, in all honesty. And it got to a point where they wouldn't allow me to even talk to anyone anymore. They sort of isolated me and began kind of bullying me in a way, giving me more work to do than the rest of them, um, sort of shutting me down. If I were to try to talk to someone on my own, and this was a rather large compound, it was out in the country. Um, if I were to go for a little walk around the property with someone, they would come over and to ask me, "Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And it was really a strange and unnerving experience to be there for 4 months. Thankfully, only 4 months. I was supposed to stay longer, but um, basically, the situation was always tense. The vibe was always tense. I mean, there would be about 20 to 30 people inside a house attempting to live together somehow. It was very crowded and it was very male dominated because they separated the women and men, and a lot of egos and tensions flared up and all kinds of things. And there was a lot of gangster types who thought that they were the envy of the world over there too. So, nonetheless, it was a learning experience that had its ups and downs, mostly downs, but ultimately those downs are still ups, right? But it left me just more confused and asking, what the hell? Like, I left that place just kind of in a state of delusion, disillusionment, sorry. Especially since I simply can't comprehend, and still to this day, especially after my experiences, still don't know quite what it means when people say they are saved. Now, if someone could fill me in and help me out, that would be great because I don't know what that is supposed to mean exactly. People would say I was once this or once that, and now I'm saved. So if you're implying that you're saved from sin, you're automatically lying to yourself because people can't stop sinning just by our very nature. So you're saved from hell. And so, how do you know you're saved from hell? by accepting Jesus into your heart. Now, I've accepted Jesus into my heart too many times to count, and I haven't noticed any noticeable difference. And this has been the source of tension with me and people in my family that are more in tune with the belief system. And by belief system, keep in mind that I still, after all this, consider myself to be a Christian. Of course, an evangelical will laugh in my face and be like, no, you're ridiculous. That's the devil talking. But I do consider myself to be a follower of Christ and to be someone that is striving for that. What it mean? Am I saved? Though that term doesn't have any meaning to me. It feels like empty words. It feels like a cop out to me. It feels like you're taking away responsibility from yourself by labeling yourself as being saved, while others are supposedly not. Now, look at it this way: regardless of our belief systems, regardless of what I say, what any YouTuber says, there's one thing that we know is true. And we know that that life is still a mystery. Now, I'm convinced that I know approximately what's going on here and the process and who we are as souls because of my experiences. But do I have all the answers? Not at all, not even close. And that's where the mystery of life has to remain in order for us to live this experience. If you have consensus belief systems, with people striving to think alike because it's convenient to say, I am saved, that sort of ruins the sparkle and the mystery of life to me. It's a lot more beautiful and dynamic when you have people expressing their individuality to the fullest in terms of what they feel, what they believe. Because how boring would it be if we all thought alike? If we all had the same belief system? And there's millions of people that do, that subscribe to something specific, instead of just accepting that life is this mystery, knowing that we are spiritual nonetheless, but accepting the mysterious element to it. And from that acceptance, a lot of wisdom can come about from internally, from inside that individual, I feel. And it seems like we're lazy and we want others to think for us. And that is why I cannot follow consensus belief systems at all. And people label me as New Age. They could label me whatever they want. I am a spiritualist, Gnostic, Christian philosopher, right? How about that? You could put that label on me if that makes you comfortable. I just think it's wonderful that there's so much variety in the world, so much unique thought, and it's a way of God expressing his infinite expressions, his infinite forms. That's how he expresses them, through each and every unique thing, person, place, and thing that is going on. All right. That's all.